家好，欢迎回来我的频道Peeps 321。So if some of you are new to my channel, this Mandarin challenge is just me experimenting with an app called Chineseskill, and which, by the way, they're not paying me for it. I'm just doing it for the fun of it, and I'm doing it to learn Mandarin, more of like learning the grammar structure and writing, since like I've taken classes in Mandarin, so I wasn't really paying attention in class. Yeah, that's the bad thing. But anyways, the first half of the challenge was the pinning challenge, which was more of a review for me. And as I mentioned before, I did the first 12, so I'm guessing the first 12 skills would be quite easy. It wouldn't be that hard. It would be like a review for me. And yeah, so before we go into the main part, like my review of the 5 days, I just want to say that the translation might not be might not be what you would usually say in English, in your daily conversation in English. And basically what I mean is, let me actually read what they said on the app. So under basic 1, and you go to learning tips and you scroll down, it says some English translations in Chineseskill are intentionally unnatural. Since some expressions in Chinese simply do not exist in English, and I think it applies to like other languages. So for example, my language, Yoruba, there are some expressions that, you know, my parents just can't explain. It's like kind of hard to explain. So it might apply to other languages too. So they said, for teaching purposes, we opted for translations that best correspond to the structure of the original sentence instead of the most natural English translation. Thank you for understanding. Another thing that I discovered is that if you do the review, it goes to full bar, then after a couple of days it goes back down to like yellow, which is like the low bar. And yeah, as I mentioned, the 5 days were more of a review for me, since I've already done the first 12. The thing that I did differently was to try to practice words that have traditional characters. If some of you don't know, Chinese has 2 types of characters. One is simplified and one is traditional. So I already know the simplified. What I'm doing right now is just going back and writing the traditional characters. So for the tips, I would say that if you're using this as a means of learning, then you should have a goal in mind. So basically what I mean is try to like write down what you would like to see at the end of the challenge, right? Whether it's like making sentences, practicing your listening, or like speaking, making sure you say the right tones. And at the end of the challenge, you can look back and evaluate your progress and see how well you've improved. And if you just want to do it for fun, then I guess you don't really need to have the goal. But it's just like for those people who are trying to use this as a means of learning Mandarin. What else? Oh yeah, so one thing I did was like for me to remember the tones and to get the tones. And I want to advise, you can try it if you're a beginner, but since I already know the words, there's really not a need for me to write the pinyin. What I did was like I color coded the characters. The first tone I color coded red, the second tone orange, the third tone green, and the fourth tone blue. Another tip is make sure you practice writing the correct stroke order, because it's gonna help you to remember, and it's just like that's how you usually write in Mandarin. And yeah, so that's it for the first 5 days of Mandarin challenge. Let me know in the comments section below what you discovered while doing the app, and let me know if you are also doing the challenge. I'll definitely love to hear from you how you feel about the challenge. Give this video a thumbs up if you gained something, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dupa321, my Facebook at the Mandarin Chinese, which by the way I post drama phrases from Chinese drama, my website at themandaриnchinese.com. And don't forget to share with your friends, to those who are learning Mandarin. Hit that subscribe button below, and I'll see you in the next one. 再见。